including authentic materials, I'm stretching the boundaries of any definition of art object, and yet there is nothing more useful than handling the raw, original material when one is seeking to understand the art described by the text on its own terms, on the terms of the text at the time it was recorded for us. It's a very effective way to strip away the modern lens and preconceptions. When you hold a raw gemstone, you have the opportunity to put yourself in the place of the craftsmen and craftswomen who made the Mishkan, or even better, to put yourself in the place of the unskilled masses who, like you and I, did not have the skills to shape this rock by hand, to polish it by hand. In holding the raw materials, one begins to be able to appreciate the awe and value of the sheer volume of human workmanship that went into the high priest's breastplate, into every element of the Mishkan, far beyond the value of the materials themselves. When we read too quickly, we tend to picture a modern, faceted, machine-polished jewel. When the modern reader reads about goat hair curtains, the tendency is to picture goat hide, the tough outer hairs on a goat skin, unless you are a spinner. And then you know that the only hairs on a goat that are flexible enough to spin are the under hairs, which have a particular name in modern language. We now call them cashmere. The Mishkan had curtains of cashmere. That's significant to the modern mental frame of reference. I would love to be at a text study where someone brought flax fibers, because we typically read all these references to twisted linen without stopping to question, what does that mean? Now, most people think cloth comes from stores these days, without knowing that cotton fibers are knuckle length to finger length, wool fibers are palm length to hand length, but a linen fiber is waxy and it catches the light, and just one fiber can be the whole length of your leg. So whereas with cotton and wool you need to take a group of fibers and spin them together to make a thread, clump, 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 with linen you can take the end of one fiber and splice it directly into the end of the next fiber and create a natural fiber monofilament cloth, hand-woven, shiny, and translucent. We see royalty wearing it in ancient Egyptian paintings. Without contact with the raw materials, instead of picturing something lustrous and see-through every time we read twisted linen, we're likely to picture something from Bed Bath & Beyond. Remember, authentic materials can mean plants that are not familiar on this side of the world. Heritage animal breeds. So foods. Do not discount the culinary arts. Do you know what the bread Abraham served his guests looked like, tasted like? What work was involved for Sarah in making that bread? How long did the process take? How long were they there waiting? When we read at Passover that they had to leave so abruptly there was not time for the dough in their kneading bowls to leaven and raise, do you have any sense of what that means? How much time does that take? What are we talking about there? Who do you know in your shul who bakes with sourdough? Because that's the person who knows the answer. Contact with authentic raw materials presents a unique opportunity for the modern reader to imagine himself or herself as the artist in the text.